Yeah, it's
But,
looking at the
like
joystick.
drums or something?
Yeah.
Alright.
It almost sounded like someone was playing like Taiko Drum Master.
Alright, so... Hey, it's Friends Assemble! Hey, what's up, guys? I'm joined by Andy and CJ.
really
How you doing today? Yeah, that's exactly how I'm gonna do this.
God, I hate you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, we're here today. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Uh,
Better than you.
He's like, well, disoriented.
Listen,
that was the question. That was the
Yeah,
answer.
you didn't tell
Andy stated out
CJ
again.
or I that you were gonna like actively stop recording in the middle of it and just go, oh yeah, we're gonna record a bunch of segments all at once.
Yep. It's like, ow.
I think Andy's controller went out.
It did.
Okay, no worries.
It did.
All right. So I guess we should talk about is Kipo, since that's what we're like. Oh yeah, we're excited about that.
Potato noodles. That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, potato noodles. Yes. So I'm a little curious. CJ, what did you think about Kipo?
First of all, it's one of the better cartoons that I've seen in recent memory. Borderline all time, if I want to say start to finish.
At the very least on Netflix.
Yeah. I love that cartoon. Like, it gave me the feels. And we'll get into like more later. I don't want to like spoil anything yet. But it's so fucking good. And
Cool.
it was a really easy watch.
It was.
I would agree with that because I didn't think I'd be able to get through that third season as fast as I
I went
did.
through it in a single night.
Yeah, so did I. I don't know if they made the it felt did they make the episodes smaller?
Nope, they were the standard 30-minute size. 10 episodes. It was just because... So I was reading an article about it, and originally they were hoping that the show would be able to run for 4 seasons so they could stretch the story out and tell a few more side stories and stuff like that. Because they were only getting 3, this third season was just like, yep, straight up plot heavy action all the way through, and so that's why it kind of was such an easy watch for the third season. Like, there were no slow points in it at all.
Oh. That's sad that they only got 3 seasons.
Yep.
But I guess it felt kind of perfect though, the way everything turned out.
Aside from the very end, when it was like 5 years later, I was like, you come up with a key in 5 years?
Well, I thought there was no like reverse for I guess the cure. I didn't think they were gonna come back. I think it was like, yeah, whatever happened happened. You can't go back to what happened.
Just saying.
But I feel like there's probably more that happened within like the 5-year mark.
I like Kibo's new haircut.
I do too. I like Dave. Dave was the best.
Dave is always the
I've
best.
decided that Dave is my spirit animal.
Yep.
I like Hugo.
I don't know, I think I loved
You like the characterization that they gave him.
Yes, I loved his character arc and what was going on at that, and it kind of felt like this is what Frieza would be like if he was good.
Yeah.
And I was kind of laughing a little bit.
That's the subtitle of this episode. It's just Frieza just needed a hug.
No, Frieza needed a little sister. That's what that was.
If only she was a little cooler. That's my bad pun for the day.
I mean,
no, this show gets broken up into like 8 episodes. I can make as many as I want.
yes, hooray! Yeah, that's what that is. Anyway, with I don't know, like with Hugo, I think the funny part was when him and Wolf were going to take out Amelia. And then he just starts doing jumping jacks while Wolf is fighting, and I'm like, why is he? Oh yeah, that's right. That's how that works. I'm like, he wasn't sweating at all at that point, but still.
I just love that they were just like, you're sitting there watching it, and I knew what was going on, but Wolf's just like, what are you doing? Help me. He's like, I am. Just like busts out some push-ups. Listen, I have 2 words for you guys. K-pop narwhals.
Oh my god.
That was the best thing I've ever seen.
Get ready.
I don't know.
I thought they were just going to be bit characters, okay? They became very, very
vital. What about you, CJ? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part, Dave's, how Dave and Benson met.
Yeah.
That whole story was fucking hilarious.
The fan.
That seemed all very well. That all seemed very real to me. I'm just like, yeah, I'd fight
wait
for
a minute.
He's like, I'm not
falling for that again.
I love the I was talking with Kevin about this. The implication there is that Dave basically betrayed his race by giving out that secret that killed everybody but him.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I had a good time as Lee Fang today.
Nope.
Yeah, that story was killer. That was everything.
This is a Benson map. I'm the only one who can undo it.
that Benson and Dave are like my favorite duo.
They really are. They're a great team.
I love how diverse the cartoon is just in general.
You know, that was one of their key points of note, was they were like, yeah, we want to create a diverse world that tackles a lot of social issues. And
Like, honestly, that's the cartoon that 2020 needs.
yeah, it is. I mean, this is kind of a terrible thing to say, but the easiest way to, like, spread those messages is to ignore the current generation and focus on the children to make sure that that's something that they're constantly aware of. Eventually, we're all going to be gone, and if we take that social baggage with us, then that's how you eliminate it.
It's funny because me and Jess have this conversation all the time, like with having 3 mixed children. I tell her, I'm like, listen, from older people, the kids are more likely to experience racism than from younger people, because our generation, as in like me and you, Andy, we're probably the most socially aware generation we've ever had, and it's only being passed
Your
down.
last chance to run away.
I don't know. I think Gen Z's probably like are most socially aware, but
Yeah.
I think
When I
the
say
thing
our
is that,
generation,
like,
I'm saying more of like our age group of 30 and under.
well, see, what I would say is that Gen Z is the most socially aware, but I think the millennial generation is the group that tackled some of these, I won't say social issues, but like a lot of what
Get ready.
millennials have gone through has basically been to affect the talks on student loans, whether college is right for everybody. We were the first generation that was basically just like, no, this is bullshit. Why am I paying like $80,000 to get a piece of paper? You know, like
That disqualifies you from a lot of jobs.
yeah, we had different issues that we were dealing with. And now that like Gen Z is focusing on some of the more social issues, it's good to see that like over the course of 2 generations we've basically been able to counteract hundreds of years of like hatred and, you know, corporate corruption and capitalist greed. It's nice. It's nice. But back to the cartoon.
But back to the cartoon.
You're right.
Yeah, but that has a lot to do with the cartoon.
I
though.
know. I just didn't. It felt like it was getting a little heavy. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that, you know, a cartoon like this exists, and that people putting creative content out there now are more aware of what power they have over the people, over their viewers, and over their readers. And, you know, whatever medium their creative outlet is, they're a voice, and they have the ability to project how they would prefer other people to act, and I'm glad to see that people are using that to put social issues into the forefront of society.
Yeah.
Well,
do
you
you
made
think,
something
Evan?
very hard for anyone else to follow up about Kipo and how awesome this cartoon is, but yes.
Potato noodles!
I was basically going like, yeah, Dave's my spirit animal, and I think DreamWorks has done
you're more
an
like
amazing
Wolf.
job. Wait, with what?
Said yet you act more like what?
Listen, there's a reason why they had to team up.
I think your spirit animal is Wolf and Mondo.
Wait, what?
Your spirit animal is Wolf and Mondo.
And Mondo? I disagree.
imagine you as a four-eyed pig.
No, see, here's the thing. Here's how I think Kevin is. Kevin is Wolf in public. That's the public face of Kevin. His private face is 100% Dave.
Yeah.
Because Kevin is definitely the... You know what?
Are we talking about the spaghetti basket again? Is that what's
Yes,
going on with that? Because of
I was
that?
about to bring up the spaghetti basket.
Ooh, do tell.
I'll let you share this one, Kevin.
Fine. Rika and I, yesterday we went out and voted, and we were waiting in line, and we were talking about this. We were just basically talking about the dinner the night before, and she made like Swedish meatballs, which were really good. And we're waiting in line, and I was just kind of going like, you know what would be really nice right now? Or I forgot what she brought up. She brought up one piece of food, and she said something like putting food in a fanny pack, and I was like, it'd be really nice if we just had like a basket, like spaghetti filled with basket. So spaghetti
basket filled
with
with
spaghetti. There we go, basket filled. Yeah. Either way,
Now
Spaghetti
just...
filled basket.
No,
Yes.
spaghetti filled with baskets.
spaghetti filled with baskets. No, a basket filled with spaghetti, just kind of having like a wicker basket and having like a plastic outline, and it's kind of like on my side. And so I'd have like a fork with me, so as I'm walking around, I could just reach in and just, have a mouthful of spaghetti as I'm just waiting in line, because we waited in line for like 2.5 hours, and I'm like, it's a good thing we had breakfast, because...
You know what the worst part is? All I can picture is you waiting in line, and you've got your spaghetti basket out there, and some disgusting human being behind you in line would definitely reach into your spaghetti basket.
Oh, well, I could totally see that, because that's what I would do. I would totally be like, oh, that guy has spaghetti, let me get some of that real quick. Just try to read there.
Catch up on spaghetti. Maybe we are the bad guys.
I wouldn't put ketchup on spaghetti, but I'm just saying, because Rika was telling me how she wanted to put meatballs in it, and I was like, that feels like too much work, because then you're no longer strolling around just reaching in the basket. You have to pay attention to what's in the basket, so you're not like making a mess or anything.
That's when I came up with the meatball dispenser.
Right. So yeah, that's a total Dave thing. I could totally see myself doing something like that.
Give me some of those potato noodles.
Yes. But I mean, overall, back to Kipo. Yes, I like what DreamWorks has done with what was it? I guess I know they have other shows that are like in their 3D animation type thing, but their 2D I feel like is spot on. When I bring up Voltron and She-Ra and this, and I know they have another a 3D show that has its own universe, which I've only it's like Trolls, Aliens, and something else. I forgot what the other one is. But yeah,
Check this out.
but I haven't quite seen through the whole thing. But I know that who is it? Frasier's in the Trolls one.
Oh really?
Frasier's like the voice of one of the Trolls. Kelsey Grammer. There we go. So then, overall, what kind of rating do you think you would give Kipo?
Well, what's the rating out of?
Okay.
Perfect. 5 out of 7.
No, I would give... Okay. Well, we'll say... Let's make the rating out of 5.
I'd give it a 4.5.
Okay.
Yep, that's where I was gonna go with it.
4.5 seems about right. I agree with you, CJ.
I feel like it'd be a 5 if I got more.
Yeah, if they had
It
gotten
would
that
have a chance to be a
force-
5.
if they had gotten that 4th season they wanted.
Well, I feel like that 4th season would have focused more on the 5 years later part, like what Steven Universe did when they're like, here's the epilogue season.
No, I would have been okay with that though. You know what I mean? I think like what we got for the 5 years later, in that little 3-minute wrap up, I kind of want to see like what happened to Amelia.
And low key,
like,
I think I was pretty
being a best friend forever.
Yeah, and low key, I think that Amelia was a pretty impressive character to me in general, considering how well she can handle herself against mutes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay, why hasn't she taken everyone else out yet? And that's like, well, she knows her reality.
She had to hide her fangs until it was time to straight, you know?
You know what I did hate about Amelia though?
What's that?
Her blip of a backstory with her dad.
Well, I think they only did that to make us feel bad for her, or to at least see that she has another side for it.
You have to... Good villains are people that
I get I get it. I'm just saying, like, for that, I would have wanted an episode and not 2 minutes of a random dad's like, yeah, well, you didn't beat the mutes yet.
Yeah, well, the dad was obviously an asshole at one point, but I feel like once you found out she killed her brother, going like, oh no, we need to make sure that mutes can't be on level field with us. And the brother's just like, did you see this park over here? It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta kill you now. And you're like, what, really? And that's when you're just like, okay, I think that was a point where it's like, I get where you're coming from, but you're not redeemable now. Because you just offed your brother for no reason. It wasn't like it was that...
Well, no, it was for a reason.
Well, okay, fine. It wasn't a good reason, but it wasn't like him or you or me, or either this mute dies or I die type of thing. It was, hey, the mutes aren't that bad. Well, you have to die now. Sorry. And I'm like...
Everything that I stand for is at risk, so...
I just feel like that backstory needed an episode. For me to
I don't know if it needed an episode, but probably
for at least 10 minutes. Like an episode or 10 minutes, or you know what I mean? Like, you know how shows are split into kind of 3 blocks? That kind of deserved its own block to get the feeling you're going for, rather than give me the cliff notes of it.
Yeah, I guess I understand. You're right, if I had the full episode, maybe I'd still be on her side. A little bit.
But even then, even if they ended it the way they did story-wise, it draws you in to then piss you off again. And that would have been cool, you know what I mean? Because halfway through you would have been like, you know what, I kind of feel for her. And then after she kills her brother, you're like, oh, fuck you.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's spoilers in this episode.
I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the comments, the spoilers and stuff.
So something you'll enjoy.
Damn it, Kevin.
Something you'll enjoy.
Oh, I'm mad because I smell spaghetti.
Oh.
What, you want spaghetti now?
No, I don't want spaghetti. I smell spaghetti.
Oh.
And it's probably beef already.
Yeah! Hope it's beef roti.
In an interview with the creator, Rad Seacrest, one of the things they asked him was, what's a part of the story that they'd like to expand or dig into or whatever. And now that they've set the precedent for that 5-year time lapse.
Yeah.
One of the things that he was saying is that he'd love to do a series with, focusing specifically on Wolf now that she's 15.
Oh.
Being a total badass.
That would be kind of cool. Her getting a side story.
Her story was heartbreaking.
It really was.
I'm mad they brought back the wolf. That everyone was just like, oh my god, it's her. And then she got her comeuppance, and I'm like, well, I don't even feel bad about it.
For me, it wasn't necessarily that I didn't feel bad about it. It's the person who gave that wolf the comeuppance
Andy's Mike
was not. We really need to mess with steps.
Yeah, controls or something like that.
What I hated about it was that the wolf that got, or when the wolf gets her comeuppance, it's a character that I didn't want giving it to her.
What do you mean?
I wanted Wolf to
be the one to do it, yeah.
Get some revenge or something.
Or at least have her moment where she's like,
yeah.
I have my moment, you know what, I'm a better person, go ahead and do things. But the episode ended with her portraying her again,
Yeah.
and then it's like next scene. By the way, I'm gonna turn you guys back into dogs.
And it was just like, well, I don't really care about that because you kind of got what.
Well,
deserved.
yeah. So it's like, all right, well,
Like it would have been, I think, a more interesting scene if Wolf had been involved in that portion of it, and where it was like whether Amelia still turns her sister, whatever you want to call her,
right.
into an actual wolf instead of being a mute still. If she was put into a situation where it was like, okay, you can stay with me and I'll let your sister go, since she originally wanted Wolf anyways.
Right.
You stay with me and I'll let your sister go. Or I cure her right now. And then so she's thrust into like this moral dilemma, and you know Amelia's gonna cure her sister regardless.
Right. You know it's gonna happen that way.
But it would have put a little more emphasis on Wolf, at the very least.
That would have been cool though. I see what you're talking about though.
Get ready.
You still with us, CJ?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We just couldn't hear
I
anything.
was just listening. I'm sorry. I wasn't my most heartbreaking moment of the season though. Was when Youngins got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And I just, yeah.
That one hurt. And then there's the end of the when Hugo dies. I was sitting there tearing up and just looking. I'm like, I'm not crying. Mind your business.
Get ready.
Someone's cutting onions.
But I will say that last season, they took you on an emotional roller coaster with a really good payoff, and I just wish we got more. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm cool with how it ended. I said, like, from start to finish, it's not one of those. You know, you get a good show and then the ending falls flat. It Game of Thrones itself.
Yeah.
This did not do that.
Get ready.
And I'm very happy it didn't do it. Because so many times when a show ends a little early than expected, or even if you know your shelf life and you want to get as much in as possible before that shelf life ends, they did a really good job of the way they cut the show
Yeah, I would agree.
and its pacing.
Nominee for second best character duo, Label and Zane.
Okay, that came out of nowhere.
I was very happy that my raccoon friends came back
Yes.
this season, because they were like notably absent for most of the second.
You both like trash. I don't like trash.
He's like, I hate trash. I don't think
Just looking into his eyes of how angry he was, just like,
was. He
I
was so
hate
upset.
trash. I hate my job, but this is all they would give me.
No, but I just love like the whole Label and Zane dynamic.
Yeah.
Where Zane's like, ugh, I'm getting so weak trapped in this litter box. And when they were talking about like Amelia's gonna cure all the mutes, and Label's like, no, I don't want to get small again. And Hugo just
He took from this.
Hugo's like, not your ability to speak or think. You're worried about your gains.
Nice to know we all know what's important here.
Such a great bit. I just love
That's right.
that.
As a community, let's clean up his cage so we can throw more stuff at it.
Oh god.
So sorry, but this
Hamufa!
It was just such a great series. I love most of the characters in that show. Sad to see it over, but glad it got a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go back and watch it. Rewatch the whole thing in like a month.
Oh yeah.
And just watch it straight through.
Just take an entire day, 15 straight hours.
To be honest with you, it'll probably be like the week after the iPhone launch on Friday. I'll come into work one day
Nice comeback.
I'll turn on Kipo,
Right.
and that'll be my entire day. Because like, watching Kipo, I watched 9 of the 10 episodes in one show.
That's fair. I would have done that too if I wasn't like the only person at work.
I was the only person at work. just
Yeah,
came
but
in.
I have a bunch of people that are constantly complaining about stuff.
You're like, all the time.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, right now since we're in iPhone
You
week,
punched him in the dick, Kevin.
Good.
we have like a lot of customers that are like really annoying.
Right.
Yes, the large proportion of your customers are, you know,
Annoying.
60 plus.
Oh. Well, okay. Yes.
Actually, our store demographic's not that old.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured all the like senior living communities out there and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll have Verizon.
Get ready.
But like our store, like our traffic is slow. Our age range is probably like 30 to 50,
Oh, that's not too bad.
and with the 50-year-olds are usually either they own their own business or something like that, and they like most of the customers that come in know what's going on with their phone. I'd say like 80% of the customers, like I don't have to teach anything about their phone. It's more teaching them stuff about AT&T
Gotcha.
and like how their plan works. But explaining it to them sometimes, it's like talking to a brick. And it's like, well, I want unlimited data. You have unlimited data. So why would I change my plan? Because you're on an old unlimited data plan where the new unlimited data plan will save you $50.
How do I know
So what do
this
I
is
get
a
with
trick?
this plan? I'm like, it's the same plan you have now. It's just you haven't had anyone look at your account in 3 years.
We have new deals now.
Get ready.
His
This
plan
seems
just
like a
changed.
trap.
He's like, and when does this plan expire? Like when you change it. Just like your plan that's 3 years old didn't expire. We just found something better.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I think I'll stay on the same plan. Okay. And then I'll have like my district manager, why didn't you push hard for him because he's saving money? I was like, because let's face it, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like I'll give you my spiel, I'll give you my recommendation, and if you
just
take it
got
or
up
not,
with that.
Ready.
it just is what it is. I'm not gonna fight you on it. Some customers hate change and they think it's like a scheme or a scam. That's fine. You know what I mean? It's your $50 a month that we're saving you.
Yeah.
Spend it how you want.
It's like
You want
that's
to keep giving it to AT&T? Go ahead.
It's like that's $600 a year, man.
And then everyone who's like, well, when's the new iPhone coming out? On the 23rd. If I come in on the 23rd, will you have one for me? I don't know.
Did you reserve it?
Winner.
Like, well, what if I pre-order it?
Real Tai Chi
It gets
squad.
shipped to your house if you pre-order it. Can I have it shipped here? Absolutely not. Why not? Because I don't want to be responsible for it.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're ending this here. So, yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. Catch us in the next one.
Kipo's the best.